where I want to start here, would you like to kind of go through something with Dak with that deep throw down the middle of the field? I mean, I want to be positive about things here, but I also want to talk about some things to some of the reads and stuff like that. I felt like that.
Yes, please. I would love that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
To me, that's one of the big things coming from the Tampa game. Like, it's like, are you seeing things properly?
Yeah.
And there was one or two moments yesterday.
But I'd also like to know if you think CeeDee Lamb could have helped him at all there. Because I think we're super critical on Dak Prescott.
I don't think, to answer your question, I don't think CeeDee
nothing CeeDee could have done.
I don't think he could have done anything to help you there.
Okay.
I didn't.
The only people that helped him was the Lions defenders who
dropped
didn't
the ball.
intercept it.
Yeah. You know, with Dak, I think if you went back and watched with Dak, some of the turnovers he's had and some of the problems that he's had, to me yesterday, coming back and all that, I thought he did a great job myself personally of the underneath stuff, things he had to do. There was just a couple of times there where, like I say, that ball that went down the field to Lamb, I think he got fooled on the play, and when that's when I think Dak's at his worst. I think anything other than that, you blitz him, he handles it fine. But when sometimes the coverage we talk about, the drop coverage and where guys like rotate from spots to other spots, and on that ball down the field, he saw single high safety, saw safety in the middle of the field. Kirby Joseph was down, like playing almost not like a linebacker spot, but he was down. So you get a single high look, but he's still in a position to where he could drop, so what happens at the snap, Dak's thinking he's got a single high look in the middle of the field. And he's thinking, okay, I could run a CeeDee up the slot and the ball, I could beat the safety over with the throw. But what he didn't see was he didn't see Kirby Joseph. He didn't see him drop, and that's the thing when you're like a quarterback, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to throw this ball here, but I didn't anticipate that safety being there and them rotating to a too deep look.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I think what CeeDee saw was, wait a minute, they're bringing that safety back. He's not going to throw me this ball.
Sure. That's why CeeDee maybe didn't really come back and try to fight for that ball a little bit.
He really didn't have a chance.
Okay.
And like Dak threw it in a spot, it would have been fine if Joseph wasn't there playing the play. But I think that Dak got fooled on the alignment of the safeties, and then as they rotated, he lost track of where he's thinking, oh, I can put it here.
That's why the defense does that.
Yeah.
How big of a mistake do you think that is? It's a fairly common one by most quarterbacks.
Most
right?
quarterbacks, you almost have to anticipate. You almost have to anticipate that, like, okay, they're going to give me this single high look, but there's a chance that with my alignment with a guy in the slot over here, or that's going to run vertically, that they could drop that guy back to take that away. So you almost have to anticipate that. So yeah, quarterbacks get fooled, but that was one of those ones that, like, if he's thinking like, okay, if I throw this ball, maybe their safety could drop. I don't think he thought that at all.
See, like
he threw the ball thinking he was going to get single high the whole way.
Yeah,
like
and it was a bad decision. But the one thing that, and going back and rewatching some of that, the one thing that frustrates me about CeeDee, and maybe it's because we had Dez that was so dominant at that, was we just don't see CeeDee Lamb attack the football in the air. Like, when that football's up there, it's not CeeDee Lamb's ball.
Yeah.
Like, CeeDee Lamb is, let me wait, ball come to me.
Yeah.
Right? CeeDee Lamb is not, I'm going to go up and high point the football.
And he was in college.
Right. And that is what is separating him from some of the elite receivers that are kind of running away from him in the top tier group, the Justin Jeffersons, the Jamar Chase. That, to me, is the next level of CeeDee Lamb. And I wondered on that play if he could have helped Dak Prescott out a little bit, but you're saying no.
I didn't think he was thinking the ball was going to come to him after what he saw with the way the rotation of the secondary.
But once you realize it is coming,
yeah, you could go fight.
Because the ball wasn't it was on target. Like, it was
short.
there.
It was a little short. All right. Yeah, it was a little short. Okay, they're in a situation here where, they're in that 3rd and 2, and I mentioned this. This is another one with Prescott that I kind of felt like, though, that to me, this is just making a quick decision right here to get. We're talking about troubles on third downs, problems on third downs. So the previous play is 2nd and 1. They run the Pollard up the middle, and it's a -1. So it's now 3rd and 2. So they go shotgun, and Dak Prescott gets sacked for 7 yards by Aiden Hutchinson. On the play, though, they're going to run a combination route where Lamb is going to go past the sticks, and Brown is going to curl behind it. And so it's an outside-inside read, and then you make that throw. And Dak, I felt like, had plenty of time. I mean, Hutchinson is getting a push on Steele, but the way his eyes went, he read it. He didn't want to go throw the ball to the outside because he didn't think that Lamb was going to be able to get it. Maybe that was be contested. But he had Brown hooking right in the middle of the field. He had him right there. Just throw the ball. It's a first down, and you move on. But instead, he doesn't throw the outside first read. He doesn't throw the second read inside. And he tries to come all the way back to the middle, and by that time it's too late. Hutchinson's on him.
Is Brown the second read on that one?
Second read.
So he gets to his second read, sees Brown is open, and then just decides not to pull the trigger.
There's 3 Lions within 3 yards, but it's all around Brown. It's just going to be a catch. It's a catch, and it's a fall down, and it's a first down. It's a gain of 4, and then you're moving on. You're moving the sticks.
So that's one of those sacks that's on Dak.
That's one of those ones where you kind of say, because I would sit there and say, well, what the hell is Terrence Steele doing?
Because he got worked. He got spin cycled.
Yeah, he got worked there. But that's what I'm saying. You blame these sacks on these offensive linemen, and then you look at the situation. The quarterback had the opportunity to fit the ball inside. Mm-hmm. Those are really the only 2 real negative things I saw with Dak Prescott in this game. I know the first pass was a little high and all that.
It was the drop from Brown on the first play was worse than the pass from Dak.
Yeah.
And the drop from Michael Gallup is worse than the a little bit behind him from Dak.
It was a little bit behind him on that throw. Gallup, I think, has got to make that play. Brown, the ball was high on him. They missed another slant. They missed, actually, somebody on Twitter asked me, well, don't they throw slants? They threw 3 slants. The slant that Brown caught that was when he got helicoptered and fumbled was a really good pass.
Okay, so question for you. I know after the Philly game, you felt like the receivers got locked down pretty good by that Eagles secondary.
Yeah.
Do you feel like they did better at creating separation?
There was not as much separation as there needs to be.
What do you think about Michael Gallup, and why did he only get targeted twice in this game?
I'll tell you what, to me with Gallup, that was the one where that he's not separating.
Okay.
They're not getting the separation from Gallup.
Was Akuda on him most of the day?
Akuda was moving around all over the place. He was playing linebacker.
Tackling everybody.
Yeah, he was playing linebacker. He was playing strong safety. He was playing, but they were in a situation.
Yes, he was. Shout out to the Nemo family. Nemo, Jessica Nemo, Godwin. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Putting in work.
He was outstanding in that game. No, Gallup was getting covered. Gallup just is having problems separating. He just is. And I thought that this would be a game where he would be able to win, because I purposely said, I'm going to watch him on the outside, and I'm going to see where he's at. And he didn't have as good a separation as what Brown.
Is that the most likely position to get traded for?
I don't know. There's Nick Eatman and I had this discussion this morning on Cowboys Break. And do you feel like that you might need another guy? Do you feel like you need somebody that, how much do you really miss an Amari Cooper that can get open no matter what? He could separate.
See, that's the only thing you need. Like, it would take so much to find a better player than the ones you have.
Yeah. But see, I'm with you on that. There's a side of me I'm like, let these guys play. They'll figure, I don't know. That to me, if I look at, like, I was expecting Gallup to be able to separate. And I know the Eagles are not going to let you separate.
Yeah.
You should be able to separate against these guys.
I thought he was going to have a big game.
I did too, but it didn't happen that way. All right. I was teasing about the big punt return.
Yeah.
And I hope throughout the day we could talk more about some other stuff here, because there's some other plays that were really, really good. The Tank Lawrence play, the Parsons play at the goal line, all those things were great plays.
Yeah.
But the punt that return was super in what they were able to do. And you got to give Godwin, and then you got to give Kelvin Joseph a lot of credit, because they did a great job. Usually those flyers or those gunners on the outside, they're usually the guys that are first down. They pinch, they make it difficult and all that. Godwin and also Joseph were able to keep their guys wide, really wide. And so that was, when I said Godwin, it's Goodwin, right?
Yes.
Goodwin, I'm sorry. Goodwin, they kept their guys wide. So those flyers, all that Turpin had to do was beat the one guy. And once he beat that one guy, they had everything blocked up downfield. So he was able to find the ball. That's what you have to do, though. You keep those gunners wide, and now all of a sudden it's a one-on-one matchup on the inside there. And Turpin's going to win every single time. But great job by the punt return team. Everybody getting blocks. They had double team blocks down the field that were also taken care of. So the way that the play works is just keep those guys wide, let him win one-on-one, and then he's going to find a way to get a big return. It went for 54 yards there.
Only a matter of time.
Oh,
great job.
So
it was
fun.
Seriously a great job by both those guys keeping everything wide on that punt return.
And by the way, thanks to Sean and RJ for capitulating this morning. They were giving me a hard time when I compared his return ability to Dion, and they did mention that invoking Dion's name probably isn't the best move with comparisons, but this guy is electrifying. He's the best return man in the game.
He's fearless when it comes to catching the football. But, man, I tell you what, his guys have done a great job for him, too, because we've seen some returns where they've been able to get hats on hats, and that's hard to do sometimes and not get blocks in the back and things like that.
Yeah, I can't wait. He's already, changed the field 4 different times?
Yeah, they just didn't get a score on it, though. They didn't take
So close.
Because that's the drive where it ends it's 3rd and 2, and Dak's not throwing to Noah Brown beyond the sticks.
There is a point where he gets to midfield and his vision is faulting him just a little bit, isn't it? He's running into his own guy. All he had to do was take that outside. That 6 last night. He keeps it inside.
Well, what happened was, though, they didn't they needed one more block, and what happened, Kelvin Joseph, after making his block, tried to get downfield to get a second block, and he just tried to lunge and just couldn't get the guy that tackled. The safety ended up getting the tackle for the Lions on that play right there. It was Elliott, the safety, makes the play. And, but to Joseph's credit, he tried to get 2 blocks on the play. If he'd have got the second block, they score.